Hi, everyone. It's Jody Schwan from Sioux Falls Business. Welcome to another edition of Talent Thursday. I am joined, as always, by Denise Gazzetta at the Sioux Falls Development Foundation, who does a terrific job scheduling our guests, a really wide variety of perspectives and industries, and today is no exception. Hi, Denise. Why don't you introduce us to today's guests?
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Talent Thursday. So today's guest, we have two of them, are joining us about careers in law enforcement with the Minnehaha County. So welcome.
This is such a great topic. Lieutenant McGovern, Officer Martin, thanks so much for being with us today. I'm really going to allow you to lead the discussion because it's a good story to talk about in terms of law enforcement, the opportunities for law enforcement in this community, in this state. But let me begin with each of you. Lieutenant, maybe we'll go with you first. Just talk to us a bit about your own career path and what led you to where you are today.
Sure. Thanks for having us. I've been with the sheriff's office for 21 years. I started as a correctional officer and I kept my career inside the jail. I was a correctional officer for 6 years, and then I was promoted to deputy inside the jail, and then sergeant, and then lieutenant, which is where I've been for the last 6 years.
What has kept you there? I don't know that a lot of young people grow up thinking, I'm going to work in corrections. This is what I want to do. What led you to it and what's kept you there?
Well, I started off, I went to school for law enforcement. It was a career I was interested in at a very young age. And Minnehaha County Jail was the first job that I applied for that I got into, and I really like it. And one of the things that's really good about our job is that no 2 days are the same. We get that question a lot, is what do you like best about your job here? And that's exactly it. There's certain tasks we have to do every day, but a lot of our job is just reactive on what the day brings. We deal with a lot of different individuals. Everyone has a unique personality and different problems that we got to solve, and we take on what the day brings.
Fantastic. We'll come back and talk more about the industry and opportunities that are available. But let me go over to Officer Martin. Same thing. What was your career path like and what led you to where you are today?
So I started out in emergency security before I actually started working for the sheriff's office. I did that for about almost 2 years. And then I decided I wanted to transition more into a law enforcement sort of deal because I had plans in the future to go and apply for a deputy spot to patrol. Upon making my arrival here, I've been with the sheriff's office for almost 2 years now. It'll be about 2 years in April and in March. So I would say my favorite thing about working this job is, like McGovern said, you don't get the same day. Our day-to-day job is the same, but I would say your interactions are always going to be different. Some days you're going to have an easy day where you come into work, you do your day-to-day job, and then you go home. And other days you're going to do your day-to-day job, but you're also going to have, you're also going to do a little bit of problem solving, all day. You're going to be working on de-escalations. You're going to be working on, building professional relationships, making sure a lot of your inmates are safe, because our biggest thing with being a CO is you're making sure that you keep the safety and security of the jail. And by doing that, learning your inmates is a huge part of that, building that professional relationships, making sure those inmates feel like you can be trusted with valuable information, and not feel like they have to do things on their own.
Yeah, I've been fortunate to tour the jail multiple times, actually. Denise, you probably have too. And if you have not, I would just tell you, whatever is in your mind for what you think this is probably not the case. This is a world that has evolved, and today's facilities and work environments are very different than they would have been maybe even when you began, your career, Lieutenant. So, talk a little bit, both of you, maybe about that work environment and, what it's like to be part of this industry.
Well, one of the biggest changes I've seen from when I started years ago is our approach is we talk more, we build these rapport with these individuals in our care versus being heavy-handed with them, say, years ago. They're people just like us, and we got to problem solve with them. And that's what we're doing. We don't have short contacts and get away from these guys. We work 12-hour shifts, and we're with these people You can be with up to as many as 66 inmates all by yourself for an entire 12-hour shift. So you do not get a break from that. You just have that constant contact, and you have to be able to think on your feet, de-escalate, problem solve all the individuals that you're with. So it's good.
He's smiling over there. It's usually good, right?
Yes. Like you said, I mean, problem solving is a huge thing, you know. A lot of the information that we get, it's thrown upon us. So a lot of times you're being quick with your feet, you know, and a lot of these inmates, as far as me personally, as a CO here, a lot of these inmates, I've built very good rapport with a lot of these inmates. So I know when something's not right, or like once you build that rapport and you have it up top, inmates will come to you about a lot of things. You know, you don't even have to really sniff out for them. They'll come to you about a lot of things. And I'd say, you know, my example of being a CO is like playing a game of chess. You know, you move pieces to get other people reaction, get other people to move pieces, you know. So my whole day after I'm done with the specific task that I have to do, the rest of my day is moving little pieces to make other pieces happen, you know, to make maybe telling somebody, hey, you know, you're going to be out of here tomorrow, you know, let's have a good day, or joking around or playing a little bit of chess with somebody or a little bit of cards with somebody opens up a conversation for something that I didn't even see, you know. So it's a lot of building trustworthy relationships with inmates, and just letting them know that things that you may think you don't have to do on your own, you can come to a CO and talk to the CO about it, and they'll handle it. It's a lot of trust that you try to build here, and a lot of responsibility. I've always been a type of person who I take on that role to have people come to me with advice, or, you know, questions that they might have. And I think that's why I thrive so well in this profession, because I'm always there to help people. And that's just kind of how I've always been.
Denise, you know, what was it about these occupations and our guests today that made you want to highlight them on Talent Thursday?
Oh, absolutely. So one of the things over the last 2 years with our Career Connections program, which is for high schoolers, we have regularly been in touch with law enforcement. And we've done a lot of talent tours. We've gone on site to the jails. We've visited the courtrooms and seen the administrative side of things. And one of the things that is so amazing is the increase of interest that we can see with our kids, where we're opening up this and building on this awareness. And just as, you know, Officer Martin is saying and Lieutenant McGovern are saying, it is a varied responsibilities that you're seeing on a day-to-day. And the kids love it. The students, you know, when they're there, the different aspects of the job, you know, we're talking about sociology, criminology, we're talking about, you know, administrative activities, right? So there's a lot of different things that you're getting exposed to, but just the experience that I've had with the Career Connection and the kids, and the fact that they, number one, rate their experiences when they're visiting, you know, Sioux Falls Police Department, or we're going into the Minnehaha courts and meeting with judges, or they're going on site to the jails and meeting with correction officers, just amazing. And so I think that that's one of the things, is we all have sort of these conceptions, right, of how things work. And so you're just feeling that, and you're seeing a lot of positive, I think, interest, and people realizing that they can have careers. And so I thought, if our students can see this, what about anybody else that's out there, right? So
right. And the soft skills, clearly, as I listen to you talk, are so
Absolutely.
key here. That ability to connect with people, and that emotional intelligence is a big deal.
Absolutely.
What does the career path look like? You know, if I'm a student out there, or maybe I'm even already in the professional world, maybe I've got a job and I'm thinking about a career change. What's the path? What do you recommend? What kind of education, what kind of training to work in a correctional setting?
There is no required education, and we provide all the training here on site. We're pretty confident that we can take anybody from any background and give them the tools that they need to be successful in here. We get people that have interest in law enforcement or an interest in corrections that come here to learn the skills that are going to help them be successful in a patrol vehicle, and people that want to make a career out of corrections. We also get people that are just surfing for jobs and they come across our job and they don't really know a lot about it. They get into this career and they're successful as well. We teach them a lot of skills to do just that.
And are you continually hiring, or what does that look like?
We hire on a fairly regular basis. We're the largest department in the county, so we have numerous classes throughout the year. So we're pretty flexible on start dates. We did just open a posting for correctional officer today. We get a lot of people that might be relocating, they might be finishing school. Obviously, want to give proper notice to any current employers if they're going to switch jobs. So we're pretty flexible on start dates for people. If they can't make one of our next couple of start dates, we'll push them back to what's going to work for them.
Awesome.
Officer, what do you think as far as the type of individual who's a good fit for this role?
I would say you're a good fit if you're someone who likes to help people. Like I said, I thrive in this profession because I've always been that type of person that takes on the responsibility of helping others get better, you know. That's the easy part of the job, you know, is just helping people through tough times and to get in and out of whatever situation they're in. Also, if you're that person that want to see change in the community, you know, you get close to these people and you're able to talk to them and, you know, just tell them right, because a lot of inmates come in here and they come from all different types of life, all different types of backgrounds, and lived different lives that, you know, maybe some of us don't know of or haven't lived. So just being able to show them a different route, a different path they can take when they do get out is definitely something that I do as well while I'm in here.
Yeah, that's the rewarding piece. And Denise, we've talked about this
Absolutely.
idea about career and cause and finding an occupation that is rewarding, you know, beyond the paycheck. And I think you definitely see that with these public service occupations, don't you?
Absolutely. And you can see it with the kids when they are coming in and experience this and talking to people firsthand about their experiences and why they kind of have chosen a certain path and how do they get into the path. You can see where they then start relating to that, right? Because at the end of the day, you have to, it's more than just a paycheck, right? It has to be a community piece. It has to be a cause piece. It has to be the career progression. It has to be the training. So as I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, you guys invest in training and giving people the tools they need to be successful continuously. How cool is that? I mean, that's exactly what people want when they're looking for careers. And you do see a lot of people that are looking for that, you know, beginning career, but also looking for that second career, third career, where they get to a certain point in their life and they're saying, I need to do something differently because I want to be connected and I want to, just as Officer Martin was saying, they realize they can make an impact and how can they go about making that impact? So love it.
I'll have each of you speak to this as well, just the uniqueness of Sioux Falls and South Dakota. You know, we've heard this from Sioux Falls Police, I've heard it from Minnehaha County Sheriff, particularly in recent years, where we've got people moving here for law enforcement related occupations because they feel so supported. So, I mean, speak to that if you can, just the culture of this community and the state from your perspective.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We get people moving here from every corner of the country, and a lot of them with great experience, whether it's patrol experience or in a correctional facility. And they're coming here for a variety of reasons. They done their research on our location and they love it. And they come here and you get to hear stories from them, what it's like from where they came, where they worked inside a jail or a prison versus what they like about working in our facility. And it's all positive stuff. They like our morale. They like the environment here. And we also have a bunch of professional visitors that come into our facility, whether it's clergy, counselors, lawyers that also go to other correctional facilities too. And we hear comments from them that they can just feel a different vibe in our facility. They really enjoy.
That's huge, isn't it? So what, as we wrap up here, what's the next step? You know, if someone is considering connecting with you and exploring those opportunities, what do you suggest?
Absolutely. If someone just wants more information, they can contact the jail, ask for a lieutenant. They can contact Minnehaha County Human Resources, and we can get them a tour scheduled. If that's something they're interested in, they can get in here and see what our facility looks like. They can get their questions answered. If they just want to apply, they can go to minnehahacounty.gov under career opportunities, and that will show any positions the whole county has, which would include the county jail.
Yeah. If you're
Awesome.
watching thinking, is it really that simple? I can honestly just call up and get a tour. Yes. Welcome to Sioux Falls. Welcome to South Dakota, right?
We make it happen.
We give a fair amount of tours here.
And I
Right.
can attest to that you
Yep.
guys are the best, and because we get a lot of kids in one group, because we deal with over the course of one semester, we have 15 different classes and we're doing this weekly. And then one class goes first and then they all kind of want to push their visit up, and you guys are the best with accommodating all of those requests to change and schedule. So thank you for that.
For sure. Any final thoughts, anyone?
I don't have any.
No?
Please.
All right. Well, then with that, I will just thank you for joining us. Thank you for your service to our community and our state.
Absolutely.
We're grateful for that and for the career opportunities that you provide. As they said, very easy to connect, reach out through Minnehaha County, or just call up the jail and they'd love to talk to you more about career opportunities in corrections. Denise, I believe we will be back next week.
We
next
will.
Thursday for another edition of Talent Thursday. So watch for that. I know she's got another great guest lined up. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you,
Thank
Jody.
you.
Thank you, Denise.
Absolutely.